Kia ora, good morning. So, I've been sitting here since I woke up, just trying to take in everything that bloody happened. Because the thing is, if I didn't have witnesses to my supernatural life, people would absolutely 100% think I was crazy. Now, the tragedy and all that what happened to me is that I had all the evidence out there to prove that there was scientific reasoning using physics and that in order to explain my life because of the way that I was raised with my indigenous, my Celtic, my Pictish, my Persian Arab upbringing. So in my household, I'm really nothing special. It's just that I turned it into a science because I needed to understand why my family were the way we were. But in my country, being able to talk to animals, talk to the ancestors in the sky, like it's nothing for my people. It's nothing where I'm from. So if I didn't document everything, I wouldn't have proof that this is all very real, that the supernatural is very, very real, and it has nothing to do with the paranormal, and that people's misunderstandings of what the occult is so wrong that it's half the reason why our world is in the trouble that it's in, because we're not learning our lessons in that right. So me as an ascension scientist and occult physicist and biorhythmic engineer, I'm trying to educate everyone. I'm trying to teach the world how it's done properly, reawaken parts of themselves, unlock parts of their DNA that their ancestors left inside them that they haven't tapped into yet, their untapped supernatural potential based on all the things that their ancestors brought to the genetic table and all of that. But in order to do that, you have to ascend in order to have your DNA upgrades and all of that. And what you become at the end of it is all the best parts of your most moral and ethical ancestors who got it all right, who then sit on your council of elders who watch over you to guide your path. You know, just like in Mulan, how the ancestors were watching over her and gave her the little troublemaking Eddie Murphy dragon. Like that is real. The council of elders, the council of your ancestral elders is very, very real. And to most people you would call them spirit guides or spirit elders, but they are very, 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 very real. Even God talks about, the thrones in heaven, like how there's like 24 thrones. Well, there's 12 on one side, 12 on the other, and they watch over everything we do to make sure that we serve our purpose correctly, pay off all the ancestral karmic debt for the underworld and the above worlds, for any ancestors that are stuck in purgatory and any ancestors that got it right. Like we're there to represent. And by history getting this whole thing wrong, it's why we're in the mess that we're in. And so, when I have my School of Alchemy, I'll be able to teach we will be able to teach the students to do it the right way. But in the meantime, all my movies and books and video games and they are all your classes. It's just that nobody wants to sit in front of a blackboard with a boring teacher, going over boring facts and blah, blah, blah. So all my classes, all my lessons, all your study books, and the books and games and TV shows and movies and that I write. So I'm sitting here thinking about that dream I had, and because I got to admit, standing in healthy pride, I've had a bit of a strut on. I'm kind of, when I'm walking, I'm strutting like when crows strut. I'm strutting. I'm a little bit strutting, and I got a badge from Odin. Odin gave me a badge. I'm Odin's favourite. Oh God. And then of course what happened is because I got the good girl badge, all the stuff has started to be uncovered about everything I've been saying about AI crashing and burning, and SpaceX being a bad investment, and Donald Trump, everything about his life is starting to collapse. It's all started dropping into my feed in that, and it's almost like the gods have said, because you passed the test, we're now going to confirm everything you said by bringing other people in with evidence to prove that everything you've been trying to tell everyone for the longest time is in fact true. Like my mango dream, my blood on his hands dream, like all of it, everything I've been saying. So it's like my reward as confirmation. My reward from the gods, my little gift from the gods for being a good girl and being a dutiful student in that, is that they are now confirming everything that I've been trying to say about all these people who came after me. And none of it can be denied when all of this goes to court, when I stand up in the courts to fight for justice, to clear my name and get an apology and compensation, right? None of it can be denied now, because other people have jumped on the bandwagon to bring out stuff to confirm everything I've been saying. So when because everybody was convinced that AI was the future, and I keep saying it's really not. That if you invest in AI, not only are you going to be wasting hundreds of billions of monies, but you're going to devolve your civilizations. Because we were born to think, we were born to evolve. We as a frequency that is structured on the atomic system, we were born to evolve. All atoms are created in order to achieve its highest possible potential, organically, biologically, genetically, right? And AI cuts that off. It stops that. It stops you from thinking. It stops you from being creative. It stops you from evolving organically. And so any system that signs up to the AI system has basically signed themselves up to go extinct. And I've been saying, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. And people were like, oh, she's crazy because she doesn't know anything about technology. And, she doesn't see the future of technology. It's like, no, I don't understand technology, but I see the future. I can, and because also as well, people keep underestimating when it comes to the stock market. I know what I'm talking about. Because if God says to me, when you get your money, don't invest in this, don't invest in that. This is why my business model for when I get my money and find investors in that is absolutely supreme. My business model for my investors when I'm ready to look for investors in that is superior, because I get direct information from God. Don't invest in this, don't invest in that, leave that alone, put your money in this, put your money in that, put your money in this, and this. And then long after you're dead, long after your kids are dead, long after your grandkids are dead, you'll still have money coming in. And that's what I care about. I care about being able to invest my money in things that long after my grandkids are gone, I'm still bearing the fruits of my labour, because it means that I've given humanity what they need to move forward. I'm giving them what they need. I'm giving the people what they need and not what they think they want. And that's the difference. See a need, fill a need. That's my whole business motto. I invest in things that people need, that people are crying out for, that people are wanting. I'm not putting it out there and suggesting, this is the future. I'm putting it out there because people are saying, this is what we need. And so every dollar and dime that I invest into the foundation, my dating apps, my video games, my gaming chair especially. My gaming chair is a huge part of my space program as well. My space program isn't going to cost anywhere near as much as SpaceX and NASA and all of that, but the long-term consequences of what I'm creating is going to allow future generations who pick up where I left off. They'll have us traversing, to the four corners of the universe. And so I'm very careful and precise about what I write. I'm very careful and precise about what I create and what I invent and the stories that I tell, because I know that people are going to be inspired by what I put out there and use that to advance their own lives, to advance their own ancestry, to advance their own towns, counties, countries, states, human evolution, and so the first sign, my movie, my Harry Potter movie, I've said for years and years and years and years, my shop and everything I'm doing, I'm like Harry Potter but real. And when people realise that what I can do is real supernatural magic, that it makes anything that Harry Potter does or even Lord of the Rings do just look like scenes in a movie, it's going to grab people's attention. I had to be able to present myself to the world in a way that was going to grab people's attention, and the way to do that is facts. I deal in facts and science and physics and human evolution and, I'm an evolutionary theorist and all of that, and human behaviour and psychology and the paranormal and the supernatural, and that has to be all based on facts, because people have been lied to for so long. They don't trust the truth anymore, to the point where they don't recognise it when they see it, and that's a huge problem, because how else is God supposed to get the message through? How else are our brethren, the ones that they call aliens, and that, how else are they supposed to teach us the way to the stars if we don't trust the truth when it's put right in front of us? And what happened to me is a classic example of what happens when God puts the truth in front of you and it's not recognised. Because everyone's been made to believe lies and the Matrix. But now the Matrix is coming down, and I'm advancing at a rapid rate of speed now with my gift and my science and my abilities and all of that, because I'm coming into land basically. Wherever it is that I immigrate to is obviously, it's been chosen and I'm getting ready to go. And as soon as my feet land, like, I have to have all hands on deck, because we've got a lot to build, we've got a lot to get set up, I've got to hit the ground running basically. It's going to be go, 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 go. There's so much to do, because people are ready to receive what it is I'm about to put out there. And the first movie, the first live movie that we're going to make is The First Sign. And I've been sitting here just taking it all in, absorbing it all. Because, like, honestly, if I didn't have witnesses to my life, you wouldn't believe the supernatural is real. But it is. And so I'm thinking, with my dream that I just had with Uncle Odin, that's going to be one of the final scenes at the end of the movie. I don't know whether Roisin, the daughter in Becoming Spellbound, is going to be our version of Harry Potter, but I think I do want her to be, the dream I had yesterday with the boy who was about to be sacrificed. Obviously, he's one of the students. He's like a friend of Roisin. But the dream I had this morning with Odin, I think I want to turn into a scene where Roisin's going through some family photos. She finds a box full of old family photos and stuff, because she's obviously on this big journey to save Miss Amber, who's the whole reason for why the school has been built. There's, I haven't, yeah, to take a bijou down, right? And so, yeah, I saw the scene of her going through like a box of old photos, and she finds photos of Amber from the Victorian era, before she, sacrifices herself to a bijou, and then the photo comes to life. It's one of the very, like, I don't mind using a little bit of CGI, a little bit, but yeah, the photo comes to life just like in my dream, and then she has to crawl under the bed, or like, crawl through the coffin, and to get to the chamber to meet Odin, and then he pins the badge on her with the first sign, the rune, the badge that he puts on her is going to be the Aries symbol. The first sign is Aries, and so she's crowned the ninth element, which is resurrection. So that's going to be like maybe the second to last scene in the movie. I don't know that I'll necessarily have the coffin under the bed. I might do, or whether she has to go to like the mausoleum where where Miss Amber's body is interred, but she has to crawl through maybe like um, like the bit in the mausoleum where the coffin is. I can't remember the name of it right now. Yeah, and she goes down into the underworld to discover like the underworld chambers, and there she meets Odin. And I was sitting there thinking, like, whoever plays Odin, bearing in mind that Roisin, the actress that plays Roisin, she's probably more than likely going to have to be an Irish actress. She's only going to be about between 14 and 16. She's going to have to be not slight, but she can't be like tall like Amber and I are. Amber was very tall. She was like 5'10". But I want her to be kind of like maybe about 5'6". But whoever the actor is that plays Odin is probably going to have to be about 6'7", so that he towers over her, and he's going to have to be someone that is very muscular. Think like Jason, well, not bigger than Jason Momoa, bigger than The Rock, like broad, broad shoulder. I don't know, standing next to them in real life, I don't know how big they would be in comparison to me, because I've got really broad shoulders. I've got a big chest, and not just because of my large breasticles, but I've got my dad's barrel chest. And so I look quite awkwardly. It's only because I've lost weight now and I'm slender and athletic, that I look more like, that I look more feminine. Because I got like a small waist and small hips and long legs, and I'm very sort of like athletically built now. But I've got like I've got really, really long shoulders from shoulder to shoulder. It's like really long, and I've got the wingspan of an albatross. Like my arms and that are really long. So I want the actress, when she's looking up at him, when he comes down off his throne and he comes down to her, where she has to look up at him. So he needs to be really, really tall and exceptionally muscular. If we have to put fake muscles on him, like a fake muscle suit, and that's fine, but I would prefer it if he was authentic. Maybe like hang out at gyms and stuff and look. Hey, you don't want to play Odin in a movie, do you? So his eyes, though, man, they were like onyx. Nothing, anything like you would expect Odin to look, but that's how he looked. He had long, jet black hair that was kind of like plaited at the back, and he had this long, well, not long, he had like this greyish sort of beard, and jet black eyes, and he had this iron fist velvet glove look about him. Like, his presence is that you know you're not going to mess with this guy, but if he doesn't have beef with you, you don't need to worry. But with me, it was like he was trying to hide his smile. He was trying not to show his excitement. Almost like he was having fun with me, leading me to believe that I could possibly be in trouble, but hiding the fact that, no, he was actually proud of me, trying to keep his composure to not get carried away because he's Odin. And, Odin really shouldn't be showing emotions in front of his little girl, sort of thing. Yeah. And when he put his hands on my shoulders, his hands were ginormous. So when he, like in the scene in the movie when he puts his hands on his shoulders, she's going to, like, I wanted to look just tiny in comparison. The whole Roisin thing might change, but I'm pretty sure I want to make her the main character, which means she would have to be an Irish girl. I'd have to find a actress from Ireland to play her. Because remember, she's the child of Sam and Joseph, in becoming spellbound. So that dream I had this morning is one of the final scenes in that movie. The first sign. The resurrection of the ninth element. And she steps through the photo because in the dream I had to become death. And as a Scorpio, I rule death. So I had to revert back to my natural self, which was death, in order to go to the underworld, which is where a Scorpio was born. Anyone who's destined to have a dragon as their main totem, they're all born in the underworld. They're all born with the express purpose of having to go through an ascension in order to not train their dragon, earn their dragon. Because all dragons they're the highest totem. Next to the atom, they're the highest totem. You can't get higher than dragon, other than atom itself, God itself. And my little Ghibli, my familiar. So what a scene that's going to be. So, when the first sign comes out, people are going to know that the magic in it, that a lot of the events, that the mythology, that the lore, the practices, everything is 100% real. And when it was being written, it had witnesses from people from all over the world watching it manifest into reality, and being spun into a movie that's going to teach people the true story of the occult system. It will make Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings just stories in comparison. People will come to the Alchemist Cavern to buy the things that I'm selling, knowing that it's real, that it will really do what we say it's going to do. It's not just imaginary. It's not just what am I trying to say? It's not an illusion like black magic. It's not imaginary magic like the Harry Potter stuff. It's 100% real, to the point where a lot of my stuff you buy in my store, you'll have to sign a legal waiver for. So if you don't follow the instructions and it goes wrong, it's on you and you can't sue us. That's how powerful it is. And I had to prove it was all real by putting it all out there, knowing that there were people out there waiting for the right opportunity to come and lock me back up. But that was my test. Stand in my truth to get justice and have faith that God was going to guide me through it. And that's exactly what happened. And now none of it can be denied. And those doctors and cops and everybody that came after me just look like idiots. I'm embarrassed for them. These are supposed to be people way more educated, way more experienced, way more knowledgeable than your normal, average, everyday, uneducated Indigenous woman. And I've absolutely knocked it out of the park in terms of showing them how little they actually know about how the universe works and human behaviour and psychology and physics and evolution and faith. Schooled them. They got schooled by an uneducated, barefoot Indigenous woman. And now I'm going to take the money they're all going to pay me and make the first sign. And I can't wait to hit the road to do the auditions, to find the actors, to find the voice actors, to find everyone. Because I know as soon as a lot of these characters walk in, oh my God, that's Roisin. Oh my God, that's Odin. Oh my God, that's Miss Jodine. Oh my God, that's Aurelius Fox. Like I'm going to know. And then I'll just say, stop all the auditions. Like for my operas and that, we're going to have backups. Well, I'll make sure that I have backups for everything, just in case. But yeah, some of them I just know I'll be like, yep, no, I found the one. Send everyone else home. I can't wait. So yeah, so that's another scene written. So that's me got 4 scenes, because remember I wrote the ogre one as well, the caretaker who's the ogre. So that's me got 4 scenes written now for the movie. So it's coming together nicely. I love it. So anyway, so I'm going to go. I'll speak to you later. Ka kite anō. The supernatural is real.